On Friday, I went to the theater and saw 7 movies. Here's the proof. I saw 2 sequels, 2 movies with talking animals, 2 horror movies, and 1 concert movie. Why did I do all this? Well, I really love movies. But also I did it so you don't have to. I'm going to give you quick summaries and reviews of all 7 movies and rate them on a scale of 1 clap to 5 and suggest whether you should go to the theater and see it, wait and stream it, or skip it entirely. Let's get started. First up is a movie that literally gave me a chill at one point while I was watching it. And no, it's not one of the horror movies. Believe it or not, it's The Devil Wears Prada 2. 20 years in the making for this sequel. We see all 4 of the main characters back and some of the minor ones. As the movie opens, 2 of the characters are experiencing an existential career crisis that brings all 4 of them together again to work towards a common goal. Once that crisis has been resolved, well, a shocking event happens, the chill that I mentioned, which turns everything upside down and forces the 4 main characters to get into some creative problem solving, which also results in a betrayal. This movie is every bit as good as the first, if not better. I think the writing and the story are better. It's more dramatic, it's funnier, it's more endearing, and I highly recommend it. So how many claps do we give The Devil Wears Prada out of 5? That's right, 5 out of 5. I say go to the theater and see it. Don't wait, it's that good. Definitely worth your money. The other sequel this weekend is Mortal Kombat II, a sequel just 5 years in the making. All of the main characters from the first movie are back, and Johnny Cage, played by Carl Urban, is added to the cast. Now wait a minute, you might say, how can all characters from the first movie be back when some of them died in that movie? Well, in the world of Mortal Kombat, death doesn't seem to be permanent. In fact, in this movie, some of the Mortal Kombat isn't even mortal. Some of the defeated warriors live. So, with those things being the case, it's kind of hard to take the stakes in this movie seriously. I mean, you still have the warriors from Outland battling the warriors of Earthrealm for supremacy, and the visuals are 5 years better than the last movie. Some of the fights are gorier, but when Mortal Kombat isn't always mortal, and when dead doesn't always mean dead, it's kind of hard to take this movie seriously. It is, in some ways, more fun than the first, but the story is better in the first. Based on that, I'm giving Mortal Kombat 2 just 2 claps out of 5. I say skip it. Go back and watch Mortal Kombat from 2020. Save a little bit of money. Now on to the talking animal movies. First up, Animal Farm, a fully animated movie based on George Orwell's classic novel. The farmer loses his farm to the bank, and the animals take over. They get together, agree on some rules, and move on with the business of farming. And they actually are pretty good at it. But a pig aptly named Napoleon ends up taking things over, running the show, and breaking the rules everyone had agreed on and rewriting them, mainly for his own benefit and the benefit of his fellow pigs, because he tells the pigs that they're better than the other animals in the farm and shouldn't associate with them, even though they had been friends. Now, while all this is going on, the land is being pursued by a greedy landowner, voiced by Glenn Close. She, of course, cozies up to Napoleon, but with her own selfish motives. This Animal Farm story is fun and funny, great voice work, and it teaches some important lessons about the equality and value and respect of all beings. So it is appropriate for kids. And I give it 3 claps out of 5. It's a good movie, but I'm not sure you need to rush out to the theater to see it. You can wait, stream it, watch it with the whole family, which would be cheaper than taking the whole family to the movies. The other talking animal movie I saw this weekend is The Sheep Detectives. It's photorealistic CGI animation, which looks very good. The sheep are surrounded by live-action actors, starting with Hugh Jackman, who is the lonely shepherd who cares for said sheep. And he really does care for them. He gives each of them names. He treats each of them as individuals with love and respect, takes great care of them, and ends each day by reading them a story, a detective novel, which they all really seem to enjoy. Unfortunately for the shepherd, he is murdered. And the sheep use what they've learned from those stories and solve the case. In this small town, there is just one comically inept cop. But like all good detective stories, we meet the main suspects at a will reading. Hugh Jackman's lawyer is played by Emma Thompson, and at the will reading, we have another shepherd that Hugh Jackman's character did not think very highly of, a butcher that he thought even less of, a local minister, and Hugh Jackman's long-lost daughter who arrived in the country the day he was killed, and also his long-lost son who joins the will reading via telephone because he couldn't be there. I won't tell you how it happens, but these sheep, in spite of their physical limitations and seeing that they are smarter than the average sheep, do solve the crime, and they bring that cop along for the ride so he can do what needs to be done. The Sheep Detective is delightful, and like Animal Farm, it's great for the kids. I give The Sheep Detectives 4 claps out of 5. I say see it. Go to the theater when you can and check it out. Then I saw 2 horror movies on Friday. The first one I'll talk about is Hokum. Adam Scott plays a famous writer who is struggling to finish the last in a series of 3 novels that he's been writing. He decides to take a change of scenery and go to Ireland to finish the book, and he decides to stay in the hotel where his parents had honeymooned so many years ago. And he takes their ashes with him to scatter them on the property. While he is staying at this hotel, he meets some quirky, interesting, and possibly dangerous locals. When one of the hotel employees who had helped him out in a big way turns up missing, he decides he needs to take on the responsibility of helping to find her. What he finds is a struggle for his own survival against forces natural and supernatural. This movie is clever, creative, creepy, but not all that scary, and Adam Scott's character is pretty darn unlikable, which I have a problem with in a movie's protagonist. So I'm going to give Hokum 3 stars out of 5. Not bad. If you like these kind of movies, check it out, but you don't need to run right out to the theater and see it. Wait a little bit and stream it. The other horror movie that I saw this weekend was Deep Water. Now, all movie fans are aware that some great thrillers have been made on and around airplanes, usually when they're in the process of crashing. And we've all seen our share of shark movies. Well, somebody had the idea of combining those two subgenres, and what we get is Deep Water. This is not a movie about terrorism. The plane comes down due to mechanical issues and crashes in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The majority of the passengers do not survive the crash. And for those who do, well, they're not out of the woods, or I should say out of the waves, just yet, because apparently there's a pretty healthy shark population in the middle of the Pacific. As with many similar movies, there are some sympathetic characters that we're very sorry to see don't make it, and there are some not so sympathetic characters that frankly we wouldn't mind seeing become shark food who do make it, or make it longer than we wish they had. This movie is creative, harrowing, very well done, but not particularly impactful in the end, no pun intended. I'm going to give it 3 claps out of 5. If you like disaster movies, wait and stream it and enjoy it at home. We have a concert movie. Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, the concert in 3D. And yes, I saw it in 3D. This movie is directed and shot by none other than James Cameron, and he uses technology that has never been used before in shooting a concert film. Billie on stage wearing her usual brand of tomboy chic, with a jersey emblazoned with the title of the tour, sneakers, long green and black shorts, and various accessories that make her her. She's performing on a large rectangular figure 8 stage that she makes great use of, walking around it, running around it, sometimes sitting cross-legged in the middle of it, sometimes even lying on it and singing. 2 gaps in the figure 8 are recessed parts of the stage where her band, her backup singers, some cameras, and occasionally Billie herself are seen. In fact, she moves around a lot during this concert. On the stage, on a riser above the stage, running around the auditorium, and under the stage. But this movie is about a lot more than just a concert. It is interspersed with interviews with Billie, video of Billie being herself, and we get a really good picture of who Billie Eilish is as a singer, as an artist, as a woman. And you don't need to necessarily be a big fan of Billie Eilish's music to enjoy this movie. It is very well done. And in fact, I'm going to give it 4 claps out of 5. I say go to the theater and see it when you get a chance, and do yourself a favor, get the 3D glasses. It is worth it. Well, there you have it. 7 movies seen in one day, so you don't have to see them all. I hope you subscribe to our channel and see future videos in which we will give you quick turnaround reviews so you can decide whether or not to go to the theater and see a movie, wait and stream it, or skip it. My name is Dave McLean, and you've been watching This Weekend at the Movies. Thank you very much for your time and attention.